You're cruising down the road, music pumping, windows open, just enjoying the drive. Suddenly, a small flash in the corner of your eye catches your attention. Your stomach drops. Was that a speed camera? Did it catch me? How fast was I even going? It's a moment every driver dreads, but few really understand. Most people think speed cameras are simple. Go too fast, get flashed, get fined. But in reality, the technology, strategy, and even the psychology behind these little yellow boxes are way more advanced than you might think. Today, we're diving into the world of UK speed cameras and revealing exactly how they catch you, what tricks they use, and why sometimes, even if you think you're safe, you're not. First off, let's talk about the classic Gatso camera, that big yellow box you see by the side of the road. These cameras don't actually measure your speed in real time like a speed gun does. Instead, they use radar technology to detect how fast you're approaching. If the radar senses you're over the limit, the camera snaps two photos in quick succession. Look closely next time and you'll notice white lines painted across the road near these cameras. Those aren't just random. They help prove your speed by measuring how far your car has moved between the two photos. It's not just your word against the camera's radar. They actually have photographic evidence showing how fast you traveled over a specific distance. Pretty clever, right? But Gatso cameras aren't the only ones out there. Enter the Truvelo cameras. These are sneakier. Unlike Gatso cameras that flash you from behind, Truvelo cameras are designed to catch you from the front, meaning they actually get a clear photo of the driver's face. That's important because under UK law, they need to prove who was driving. If they can't, sometimes people could argue their way out of a fine. But if they have a lovely, high-definition photo of you gripping the wheel with that "uh-oh" expression, good luck arguing it wasn't you. What's even more surprising is that many Truvelo cameras use infrared light instead of a traditional flash. That means no warning flash. You won't even know you've been caught until a ticket lands on your doormat weeks later. Now, it's not just fixed cameras you need to worry about. Mobile speed cameras are a huge part of the enforcement strategy. Have you ever seen a suspicious-looking van parked on an overpass or tucked away in a lay-by? Chances are that was a mobile speed unit. Inside those vans, officers use powerful laser speed guns that can clock your speed from hundreds of meters away, sometimes even over half a mile. And yes, they can target multiple vehicles at once. Mobile units are especially dangerous for drivers who think they can slow down only where they know cameras are. With mobile units, you never really know where enforcement will pop up next. It keeps drivers on their toes, and that's exactly the point. Average speed cameras are another beast entirely. Instead of capturing your speed at a single point, these cameras monitor your speed over a stretch of road, often several miles long. They calculate the time it takes you to travel between 2 points and work out your average speed. Think you can slow down when you spot the camera and then speed up after? Nope. These systems are incredibly effective at catching consistent speeding. That's why you often find them on motorways, major A roads, and roadwork zones. In fact, average speed cameras have been praised for actually improving safety and reducing accidents, because they encourage a consistent, calmer driving pace rather than that classic brake hard, speed up again behavior. And get this. There's more happening behind the scenes than you realize. Speed cameras are linked into a wider network of systems, especially in cities. ANPR, automatic number plate recognition. Technology is often used alongside speed cameras. This allows authorities not just to issue speeding fines, but also to check for untaxed, uninsured, or even stolen vehicles. So you might think you're only at risk for a speeding ticket, but actually, one photo can trigger multiple penalties depending on what else the system finds out about your car. Something a lot of people wonder about is whether you can actually tell when you've been caught. With traditional Gatso cameras, that bright flash is pretty obvious. But with newer cameras like the Vector Average Speed System or infrared Truvelo cameras, you might have no idea at all until the Notice of Intended Prosecution, or NIP, arrives at your door. Legally, if authorities plan to prosecute you based on a camera, they must send out that notice within 14 days of the alleged offense. So if 2 weeks go by and you hear nothing, you might just be in the clear. Still, that waiting game can be nerve-wracking. Now, you might be wondering, what if you spot a camera and slam on the brakes? Well, modern cameras are smart enough to notice sudden drops in speed, and that behavior itself can flag you for further attention. Plus, braking suddenly can be dangerous and lead to accidents, which ironically could land you in even bigger trouble than a speeding fine. It's much better to simply drive at or under the limit consistently. Not only is it safer, but it's also way less stressful than constantly scanning for cameras. Interestingly, not every speed camera you see is active. Some cameras are dummies, designed purely for deterrence. But here's the catch. You won't know which ones are real and which ones aren't. That uncertainty alone is enough to make most drivers think twice about speeding. Councils and police forces rotate which cameras are active to keep people guessing. And with newer digital cameras that don't require film to be manually replaced, it's even easier for them to operate 24/7 without anyone noticing. One myth we absolutely have to bust is the idea that there's a tolerance margin you can rely on. It's commonly believed you can go 10% plus 2 miles per hour over the speed limit without getting fined. While many police forces do operate within that guideline unofficially, it's not a legal right. You can technically be fined for going even 1 mile per hour over the limit. It's just that, practically, enforcement tends to allow a little leeway. Bottom line, if you're speeding, even a little, you are taking a risk. Another thing to remember is that modern speed enforcement isn't just about punishing bad behavior. It's about changing it. Speeding isn't only about breaking the law. It massively increases your chances of causing serious injury or death in an accident. Studies have shown time and time again that even small increases in speed dramatically raise the severity of crashes. Speed cameras are proven to reduce collisions, save lives, and lower the financial burden on emergency services and hospitals. So while it can feel annoying when you get caught, the bigger picture is about keeping everyone safer, including you. At the end of the day, speed cameras are everywhere, hiding in plain sight, watching from above, and tracking across long distances. They're more sophisticated, more discreet, and more relentless than ever before. But they aren't out to get you. They're there to keep the roads safer for all of us. So the next time you get behind the wheel, think about the real story behind that little yellow box. And remember, it's not just about getting caught. It's about driving smarter, safer, and with a little more respect for everyone else on the road. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new today, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Drive safe, stay smart, and I'll catch you in the next one.